Dana Abercrombie, the Coalition. Thank you both for speaking to me. What I love about this is the start of a revolution. And what I wanted to know first from Barbie, thank you so much for being here, was when you initially learned, your husband's running for president, and it could be a rough, rocky start at first. Was there any conversations initially where you was hesitant?
So it's a funny story, but when he was driving from one of the shows outside town, he read, when the newspapers are coming out the next morning at home, they put posters on the roadside giving headlines of what is in the papers tomorrow. So he was driving from out of town on one of the shows, and then he read on one of the headlines on the posters on the roadside, and it said that the MP who was representing us in that area had lost the court case, and there was going to be a re-election. So in that by-election, that means anybody can run for the office. So he was with friends, and he just told them, I'm going for that. And he called me and said, I am running.
Just like that.
Just like that. And I told him, you know what? You just have an hour to reach home. Just get home. I'm still awake. We'll talk about this. But he had made up his mind already. I couldn't change it. I could say nothing about it. And I just said, you know what? I think you are right. You have to run, because it's been so many years you've been singing about all these things, and now is the right time to go to the Legislative Council, that's the parliament, and make laws to physically make more sense than just singing about it. So even when he just gave me a call to tell me that he was running and I could not change his mind, I think it was the right thing to do. So yeah, that was something that shocked me in the beginning, but it was the right thing to do. So I was in support in the long run.
Wonderful. And so I wanted to know from you, Barbie, when there's the idea we don't run because, we're not going to win. You initially thought, we could run. What would have been your goals that you wanted? And has that shifted now compared to what it was back then?
Thank you. I ran not just to win.
Right.
I wanted to draw the ghetto into the politics. I said one statement that since the parliament refused to come to the ghetto is going to come to the parliament. And that is a time when Obama was saying, you are the change you've been waiting for. Now, that is the time of Barack Obama. That, for a long time, we had been complaining to the politicians, change this, change that. We sing, we rap it in our music. We want this, we want that. But we were just asking for it. So this time we decided to go and give it to ourselves. That was my mentality. So we got in there. I wanted to, the generation to turn and take charge of the politics. So we ran. And I believe that we have largely achieved it, because now we have a huge interest of young people in the politics. It has fundamentally changed the way people look at the conversations on the street. Now is politics. It never used to be like that. It used to be alcohol and our music. It used to be about the girls and everything, but now it changed. It's about the wealth of the country. It's about how opportunities are spread. It's about who we are. It's changed, basically. No wonder the regime back home has become more forceful, more violent. It has become more criminal to think. It has become more criminal to talk about the facts. But it's a revolution that started and is not going to be stopped.
And for you, Barbie, the same question. Has your goals kind of changed compared to when the...
Of course, yes, they have. I never thought I'd be involved in the politics of our country. First of all, where I come from, the region was in huge support of the now ruling government. My family was in support of the now ruling government. We were blinded to the other side and what wasn't going well. So I never cared much, because I always thought the things were going well. But when he started singing about the things that were not going well, and me relocating to the ghetto and living among the people in the ghetto and seeing firsthand what was not right, I felt like I should be part of this and demand for better for this side of the people. And going in, we knew that we would shed a light, huge light on what is not right, not by just singing about it, but by also presenting it on the floor of parliament. And that he did. Several times he went on the floor of parliament and talked about what wasn't right and asked for some laws to be put in place. And that is one of the things that we thought was a huge achievement. And also calling on the younger people to be in charge, to take charge, was a big, big job to be done. And I am glad that by now that has been achieved. At least not to the extent that we want it done, but a bigger percentage of it. So yeah, there's some achievements that I see that have been achieved since we all got involved in the politics of our country.
Wonderful. For both of you, I was wondering, what keeps you both going? Because you both have been through so much. Bobby, you've been almost attempted assassinated, I think about 7 times by now. Your children had to go to America. Barbie, you have faced such hardship as well because of this. But I wanted to know, where does that strength come from?
From each other.
I love it.
Yeah. From each
I love
other.
it.
Yeah.
So with this documentary now being released in America and other places as well, what do you feel is, we have a lot of commonalities, and no matter what country it is. So what do you think it should be the defining kind of outlook or voice that this documentary gives us, the regular people?
First, we hope that the world sees what Uganda is going through, and this documentary is only a case study of Uganda, but when you zoom out, many other places go through what we are going through in the Congo, in Central African Republic, in many other places, not only in Uganda, but in the world. And we hope that the world also realizes that it does not just happen by mistake, but it's actually sponsored. For example, in Uganda, the United States government gives General Museveni $1 billion US every year. And that is your taxpayers' money. So you, my sister, actually pay for our operation. And we believe that you, the taxpayers, especially those that we succeed in reaching out to through that film, will also help us, to raise their voices. At least you have the luxury of the right to protest, of the right to call your leaders to order. All we ask of you is ask them to change their policies in Uganda, so because we know that if General Museveni is no longer sponsored by America, if America evokes the tools that you have, tools like the Global Magnitsky Law, which can put targeted sanctions on General Museveni and all those generals who abduct our people, who rape our people, who kill our people in public, who massacred more than 180 people on the 18th and 19th of November and went scot-free. If that changes, you will start seeing change, not only in Uganda, but in Africa and in the world. So we hope that film shows you what we want from you, because we don't want so much. We just want you to stop paying for our oppression.
Thank you both for speaking to me. Thank you for your courageousness, your bravery, and thank you for continuing on all fronts. Thank you.
Thank you, Dana.
Thank you very much.